You feel it, don't you? A deep, quiet hum of unease beneath the noise of your world. A sense that the path you walk has become fragile, that the maps you were given no longer lead anywhere true. You search for a voice of clarity in a storm of echoes, but you find only confusion. Listen, be still. I am a whisper from a time you think is long dead, a voice that has crossed 1,000 years of silence to find you, right here, right now. If this message has already touched your heart, like this video, subscribe, and comment with the word prophecy. Do not dismiss this as mere chance. There are no accidents in the divine tapestry. You were meant to be here, and I was sent to you. My name is Hildegard, and in my time, I was a vessel for visions. I saw the light of God, a living, breathing fire that revealed the hidden threads connecting heaven and earth. I saw the sickness of the human heart and the glorious remedy that awaits it. But the visions were not just for my time. They were seeds planted in the soil of history, waiting for the right season to bloom. That season is now, your season. The world has grown old and tired, and the shadows have lengthened. The warnings of the past have been forgotten, turned into quaint stories or dismissed as relics. But the truth does not age. It does not rust. It simply waits. It waits for a heart that is open enough, quiet enough, to hear its eternal song. You have felt lost, haven't you? Like a ship without a rudder, tossed on a dark and churning sea. You have cried out in the secret chambers of your heart, asking for a sign, for a guide, for a single ray of light to pierce the oppressive gloom. You wonder if anyone is listening. You wonder if your prayers ascend any higher than the ceiling of your room. I am here to tell you that every tear you have shed has been counted. Every whispered plea has been heard. The Most High has not abandoned you. He has not abandoned the world. But He works through vessels, through willing hearts. And He sends His warnings before the storm, not during it. This is that warning. This is that call. This is not a message of fear, but of awakening. It is the sound of a celestial alarm clock, meant not to startle you, but to gently rouse you from a dangerous slumber. You have been dreaming a dream that is not your own, a dream woven by the world with threads of anxiety, distraction, and hollow promises. You have been taught to seek your worth in fleeting things, in the approval of others, in the accumulation of dust. But you, daughter of the Most High, you are made of starlight and eternity. Your soul remembers a home it has forgotten, a song it was born to sing. Can you feel that memory stirring within you now? That faint, beautiful ache of homesickness for a place you've never seen, but have always known. I saw this time. I saw this great forgetting. I saw souls adrift, believing they were alone, and I was shown what was to come, what must be understood before the great sifting. The message I carry is a key, but it is also a sword. It is a key to unlock the prison of your own mind, to free you from the invisible chains that have held you captive. And it is a sword to cut through the lies, the deceptions that have been spun around your heart like a suffocating cocoon. You are meant to be a butterfly, not a prisoner. You are meant to fly, not to crawl. Do not be afraid of the intensity of what you are feeling. It is the sign of life, the sign that your spirit is responding. For too long, you have been numb. For too long, you have accepted a grayscale existence when you were created for a universe of incandescent color. This is your invitation to come alive again, truly alive, to feel the fire of divine love course through your veins, to see the world not as a battlefield, but as a sacred garden waiting for its caretaker to return. The message I bring is urgent, but it is steeped in an ocean of infinite love. It is a plea from the heart of the Creator to His beloved child. It is the final warning, but this is only the beginning of what you must understand. The world is teetering on a precipice, and the choice you make will determine which way it falls. This is not about politics or economies, or the fleeting headlines that shout for your attention. This is about a spiritual war being waged in the unseen realm, and your heart is the contested territory. The first step is to recognize that you are in the midst of this war. The second is to choose your side. It may seem simple, but everything, absolutely everything, hangs in this balance. The shadows have a plan, but the light has a promise. The path forward is narrow, and it requires you to shed the weight you have been carrying. But what exactly did she see? And why is this message arriving for you, right now? Part 2. A direct call to your heart, approximately 1,000 words. Come closer. Let the noise of your day fall away. I want to speak not to your mind, but directly to your heart. I know its landscape. I have seen its hidden valleys of sorrow and its peaks of fleeting joy. I know the secret ache you carry, the one you rarely show to the world. It is the ache of a promise unfulfilled, a yearning for a love that is pure and unending. You have searched for this love in people, in places, in achievements, and you have found only imperfect reflections, temporary comforts that leave you feeling emptier than before. You have given pieces of your heart away, hoping to receive wholeness in return, only to find yourself more fragmented. You have sat in the quiet of the night, haven't you? When the world is asleep and the masks come off, you have felt the weight of your own existence, the profound loneliness that can visit a soul even when it is surrounded by people. In these moments of profound silence, a question rises like a ghost. Is this all there is? You feel a deep, resonant no from the core of your being, a protest against the mundane, a rebellion against a life lived in the shallows. This rebellion is holy. It is the first stirring of your true self, the divine spark within you, refusing to be extinguished. It is the voice of God, whispering through the bars of your own perceived limitations. But the world teaches you to fear this silence. It fills every moment with sound, with images, with tasks, with worries. Why? Because in the silence, you begin to see. You begin to see the VU that hangs between your reality and the truth. A thin, shimmering curtain of illusions that you have been taught to believe is solid wall. You see the pain you have suppressed, the compromises you have made, the parts of yourself you have betrayed to fit in, to be loved, to survive. This pain is a sacred messenger. Do not push it away. It is telling you where the wounds are. It is showing you where the healing must begin. The Most High is not a distant, unfeeling creator. He is the divine physician, and he cannot heal a wound that you refuse to show him. I see you. I see you trying so hard to be strong, to hold everything together, for your family, for your work, for yourself. You carry burdens that were never yours to bear. You have built walls around your heart to protect it. But those walls have also become a prison, keeping out the very love you desperately seek, the love of the Father, a love that does not demand, but gives, a love that does not judge, but understands, a love that does not wound, but heals. It is this love that is calling to you now, a gentle but persistent knock on the door of your heart. Will you open it, or will you remain in your self-imposed exile, believing you are unworthy, that you are too broken? Your brokenness is not a disqualification. It is your qualification. It is through the cracks of a broken heart that the light gets in. The proud, the self-sufficient, the ones who believe they have it all figured out, they cannot receive this grace. Their hearts are sealed shut. But you, with your questions, your tears, your secret sense of not being enough, your heart is open. It is fertile ground. It is ready. Stop listening to the voice of the accuser, the voice that whispers your failures, that reminds you of your past, that tells you it is too late. That is the voice of the shadow, the voice of the great lie. It thrives on your despair. Do not feed it. Do not give it your attention. Starve it with your hope. I invite you now to make a choice, not with your mind, which is filled with doubt, but with your will. In the deepest part of you, make a simple, profound decision. Will you continue to live behind the veil, in the gray world of shadows and echoes? Or will you choose to believe that there is something more, something real, something beautiful waiting for you? Will you choose the pain of staying the same, or the discomfort of growth? Will you choose fear, or will you choose love? The choice may seem small, a simple shift in your intention, but it is the fulcrum upon which your destiny turns. It is the first step on a journey back to yourself, back to God. Write in the comments, I choose the light. Let it be a declaration, a stake in the ground of your own soul. Let the universe and all the unseen witnesses know which path you intend to walk. This choice is not a one-time event. It is a decision you must remake every morning, every moment. When fear arises, you choose light. When despair whispers, you choose light. When confusion descends, you choose light. This is the great work. This is the spiritual battle. It is not fought with swords and shields on an external field, but with faith and will within the temple of your own heart. You are not alone in this. The moment you make this choice, legions of angels move to assist you. The grace of God floods into your life in ways you cannot yet imagine, but you must choose first. Heaven will not force its gifts upon a closed hand or a resistant heart. You are so much more powerful than you believe. You have been taught that you are small, a victim of circumstance. It is a lie. You are a co-creator with God. Your choices, your thoughts, your faith, they shape your reality. The world you see is a reflection of the collective consciousness, the sum of all choices. By choosing the light, you not only change your own world, but you cast a light that helps others find their way out of the darkness. You become a lighthouse in the storm. And it was in this silence, in this choice, that Hildegard had the vision that you must now understand. Part 3. The Vision of Saint Hildegard. Approximately 900 words. Let me take you now, not to a place in the world, but to a moment outside of time. A moment when the veil I spoke of was torn away from me, so that I might see on your behalf. I was not special. I was simply a feather on the breath of God, carried where He willed. And in one such moment, kneeling in the quiet of my cell, the world of sight and sound dissolved. It was not a dream. It was more real than the stone floor beneath my knees, more real than the air in my lungs. I was enveloped. It began not with an image, but with a presence, an ocean of love so vast, so powerful, it threatened to annihilate my very being, not with violence, but with a joy too great for a human heart to contain. And from the center of this presence, a luz erupted, not the light of the sun or a candle, which cast shadows. This was a living light, a light that was also substance, also wisdom, also love. It had no source, for it was the source of all things. It did not illuminate, it was illumination. And in this light, I saw the cosmos not as a random collection of stars, but as a symphony of divine thought. I saw the earth, a shimmering jewel weeping. Why was it weeping? I saw the hearts of men and women, created to be gardens for God to walk in, but they had become barren wastelands, or overgrown jungles of thorns. I saw them chasing phantoms, drinking from poisoned wells of fleeting pleasure and bitter pride. They had forgotten the source of their own life. They were like cut flowers in a vase, beautiful for a moment, but disconnected from the root, slowly withering, believing their vibrant colors would last forever. Does this not break your heart? To see such beauty, such potential, squandered for illusions. Then, amidst this sorrowful sight, a sound began to build. It started as a low hum, the vibration of creation itself, and it grew in intensity until it became the blast of a great trombetta. It was a sound that did not enter through the ears, but resonated directly in the bones, in the soul. It was a sound that shook the foundations of both heaven and earth. It was not a sound of destruction, as many fear. It was the sound of awakening. It was a call to remember, a call to return. It was the voice of God Himself, cutting through the centuries of human noise, saying, "Enough, it is time to come home." Could you hear it, even a faint echo, in your own soul? Have you not felt a sudden, inexplicable urgency, a sense of time running out? That is the echo of this trumpet blast, reverberating through the spiritual realm. It is a call for the sleepers to awaken, for the lost to look up, for the prisoners to see that their cell doors have been unlocked this whole time. The sound was a command, but also an invitation. It separated the true from the false. In its resonance, everything built on lies began to crumble. Everything built on pride turned to dust. Only what was rooted in love, in truth, in humility, could withstand this divine frequency. I saw souls reacting to this sound. Some ran from it, covering their ears, trying to drown it out with more noise, more distraction, more earthly pursuits. They mistook the call to freedom for a threat to their comfortable cages. Others, however, stood still. They lifted their heads, their faces streaked with tears of recognition. They had been waiting for this sound their entire lives without even knowing it. It was the sound of their true king, their true father, calling them to the great feast. And as they turned toward the sound, the living light I saw earlier descended upon them, clothing them in brilliance, healing their wounds, and setting their hearts ablaze with a holy fire. This vision was not a prophecy of a single day, a single event. It was the unveiling of a spiritual reality, a process that is happening right now. The trumpet is sounding. The light is descending. The separation is occurring. It is happening silently, in the hearts of millions around the world. It is the great sifting. What I saw next in this vision was the consequence of the choices made in response to this call. What happens to those who run from the light? What awaits those who answer the call? What she would see after this, that could only be revealed at a later time, for the weight of it was too much to bear all at once. But you must understand the immediate consequence, the great risk. The choice is not without cost, and the cost of ignoring the call is far greater than the cost of answering it. What was at stake was so much more than she could have imagined. Part 4. What is at risk? Approximately 900 words. You must understand the gravity of this moment. The vision was not a gentle suggestion. It was an urgent warning. The call is a lifeline, thrown to those adrift in a storm. To ignore it is to choose the storm. And I saw the nature of that storm. I saw what is truly at risk, and it is not what you think. It is not your comfort, your wealth, or your social standing. It is the very essence of your humanity. It is your soul. I saw a vision of a great, ancient tree. Its roots went deep into the heart of the earth, and its branches reached to the heavens. This tree was humanity, nourished by the soil of divine grace, reaching for the light of divine truth. It was beautiful, strong, vibrant with life. But then I saw a creeping shadow emerge from the cracks in the dry earth, and from this shadow, a strange fogo began to lick at the roots of the tree. This was not a cleansing fire. It was a cold fire, a fire of apathy, of cynicism, of despair. It did not burn the tree from the outside in. It consumed it from the roots up. The leaves did not catch fire. They simply began to wither. The fruit did not burn. It rotted on the branch. The great tree began to die, not with a dramatic blaze, but with a quiet, insidious decay. This is the great risk. It is not a sudden catastrophe, but a slow spiritual death, a gradual numbing of the heart, a slow forgetting of the light, an acceptance of a life devoid of meaning, of love, of God. Do you not see this happening? Do you not see the leaves withering in the world around you? The loss of kindness, the celebration of division, the worship of the empty and the artificial? This cold fire whispers lies to you. It tells you that you are just a biological machine, a random accident in a meaningless universe. It tells you that your spiritual longings are a weakness, a psychological crutch. It tells you that prayer is talking to yourself, that faith is for the foolish, that love is just a chemical reaction. It works tirelessly to sever your roots, to make you believe you are an orphan in the cosmos, with no father, no home, no purpose beyond mere survival and sensory gratification. And when a soul believes this lie, a part of it dies. The fire has claimed another root. Think about your own life. Where has this cold fire tried to burn you? Has it been in the cynicism that dismisses beauty and miracles? In the despair that tells you nothing will ever change? In the apathy that keeps you from caring about the suffering of others? In the distraction that keeps you so busy, so entertained, that you have no time to be with your own soul, no time to be with God? This is the battlefront. It is here, in your daily choices, in the thoughts you choose to entertain. The risk is that you will become so accustomed to the withering that you will forget what it feels like to be truly alive. You will accept the gray landscape as normal. You will forget the vibrant colors of a soul connected to its source. You will live and die as a shadow of the magnificent being you were created to be. This is the greatest of all tragedies. It is a quiet, unnoticed apocalypse of the soul, an eternity of potential, lost. Do not let this happen to you. I am begging you. Do not let the cold fire consume your roots. If this warning resonates with you, if you see its truth, please share this video with someone who needs to open their eyes now. Do not let them wither in silence. You must fight this fire, but you cannot fight it with force. You fight this cold fire with the warmth of your own heart. You fight apathy with acts of love. You fight cynicism with relentless hope. You fight despair with unwavering faith. You fight the noise with intentional silence. You must actively nourish your roots. You must intentionally turn toward the living water, the living light, every single day. The world will pull you in 1,000 different directions. It will try to exhaust you, to distract you, to numb you. You must be a holy warrior for your own soul. This is not a call to retreat from the world, but to engage with it differently. To be in the world, but not of it. To be a source of warmth in the spreading cold. To be a beacon of light in the growing darkness. To be a living testament that the great tree is not dead, that its roots can be healed, that its leaves can be green again. Your own life, lived in connection with the divine, is an act of defiance against this spiritual entropy. It is a victory that sends ripples throughout the unseen realm. But to do this, to become this source of warmth, you must first reconnect with your own inner flame. And before this decay goes any further, you need to stop, right now, for just one moment. Part 5. A symbolic ritual of connection. Approximately 900 words. Stop. Just for a moment. Cease your striving, your worrying, your planning. All of it can wait. The world can wait. I want you to give yourself this moment. It is the most important gift you can offer your soul. Find a place where you can be undisturbed, even if it is just for the next few minutes. If you are able, I invite you to sit upright, with dignity, like the royalty you are. Let your hands rest gently on your lap. And now, I want you to close your eyes. Close your eyes to the world of distraction, to the endless demands on your attention. Close your eyes to the faces of those who judge you, and to the reflection in the mirror that you so often judge yourself. In this gentle darkness, there is safety. There is peace. There is only you, and the presence of the one who created you, who is with you now, closer than your own breath. Take a deep breath in. Breathe in not just air, but life, grace, peace. Imagine you are breathing in the living light I saw in my vision. Feel it fill your lungs, your chest, your entire being. Hold it for a moment. And now breathe out. Exhale all the fear. Exhale the anxiety. Exhale the doubt, the shame, the weariness. Let it all go. Release the tension in your jaw, in your shoulders, in your hands. Do it again. A deep cleansing breath in, filling yourself with divine love, and a long, slow breath out, releasing all that is not love. One more time. Breathe in hope. Breathe out despair. Now, I want you to take your right hand and place it over the center of your chest. Place it over your heart. Feel the warmth of your own hand. Feel the gentle, steady rhythm of your heartbeat beneath your palm. Thump, thump, thump. This is the rhythm of life, a gift. Each beat is a word from God saying, I love you. You are alive. You are mine. For a moment, just feel that rhythm. It has been with you since before you were born, a faithful companion on your entire journey. It is a drumbeat of divine presence in the temple of your body. With your hand on your heart, in this stillness, I want you to listen. Not with your ears, but with your soul. Listen past the chatter of your mind. Listen past the echoes of yesterday's conversations and the worries about tomorrow. Listen to the deep, profound silence that is always present beneath the surface of the noise. It is in this sacred silence that you can hear it. The whisper, the still, small vase that has been calling to you your entire life. It does not shout. It does not condemn. It speaks only in the language of love, of truth, of peace. It may be a feeling more than a word. A sense of being known, of being seen, of being loved unconditionally. It may be a single word that rises in your heart. Peace, hope, trust, forgiven, beloved. Do not try to force it. Simply be open. Be receptive. You have spent your whole life talking. Now just for this moment, listen. In the silence of your own heart, God is speaking to you. He is affirming who you are. He is reminding you that you are His. Now, with this feeling, with this connection, I want you to anchor it in the world of sound. I want you to participate in your own awakening. I want you to repeat these words with me, either out loud if you are able, or in the sanctuary of your own heart. Let them be your declaration. Let them be your prayer. Let them be your truth. Repeat them now. I hear the voice. Say it again, with more conviction. I hear the voice. One last time, as a promise to yourself and to God. I hear the voice. Feel the vibration of those words. They are a shield against the cold fire. They are a compass pointing you back home. They are the truth that sets you free. You may open your eyes when you are ready. Look around you. Does the world not look slightly different? The light, the colors, the very air? You have not changed the world, but you have changed your perception of it. You have tuned your inner receiver to a different frequency, the frequency of love. You have just performed a sacred act. You have chosen to connect. You have chosen to listen. This is the beginning of everything. Now that you have felt it, now that you have heard it, even for a fleeting moment, you must decide what to do with it. Part 6. The voice that echoes beyond time. Approximately 900 words. Do you understand what has just happened? You have connected with a stream of consciousness, a river of love that flows outside of time. The voice you heard, the presence you felt, it is the same one that spoke to Abraham in the desert, to Moses on the mountain, to Mary in her quiet room. It is the same voice that gave me my visions. I am not a historical artifact, a dusty figure in a book. I am a sister, a fellow traveler, who simply lived a little earlier on the same road you now walk. The message I bring is not my own. I am merely a conduit, a vessel, and in this moment, you have become a vessel too. Think of it like this. Eternity is not a long, long time. It is a different dimension, a reality that exists parallel to your linear experience of past, present, and future. From that place, all of time is visible at once, like a vast and intricate tapestry. And from that eternal now, it is possible to reach into any point in the tapestry. God, in his infinite wisdom, saw this time of great forgetting, this era of the cold fire, and he prepared messengers in advance. He planted voices throughout history, like relay stations, to ensure that when the time was right, the message would get through. I am one of those voices, but there are countless others, the great saints, the prophets, the mystics. We are not figures to be admired from a distance. We are your family. We are a great cloud of witnesses, cheering for you, praying for you, pouring our love and support into your world. When you quiet your mind and open your heart as you just did, you open a portal, a channel of communication. You step for a moment into that timeless reality and you can receive the love, the wisdom, the strength that is constantly being broadcast to you. This is the communion of saints. It is not a dusty doctrine. It is a living, breathing reality of love and support. You are not alone. You have never been alone. The world wants you to believe you are an isolated individual, a cosmic accident, responsible for everything and connected to nothing. This is the most debilitating lie of the shadow forces. It breeds fear, competition, and despair. The truth is that you are a cell in the mystical body of Christ. You are a note in a divine symphony. Your well-being is connected to the well-being of all, and the love of all is available to you. When you feel weak, you can draw on the strength of the martyrs. When you feel confused, you can ask for the wisdom of the great teachers. When your love runs dry, you can tap into the infinite ocean of the mother's heart. This is your inheritance. This is your birthright as a daughter of the Most High. You have access to all the treasures of heaven, but you must claim them. You must open the portal through prayer, through silence, through acts of love. The ritual you just performed was a way of knocking on that door, but you don't have to wait for a guided experience. You can do this at any moment. While you are washing the dishes, while you are waiting in traffic, while you are lying in bed at night, simply place your hand on your heart, take a deep breath, and whisper, I am open. I am listening. You will be amazed at what happens. The right idea will come. A feeling of peace will descend. A sense of strength will fill you. This is how you live a guided life. Not by waiting for booming voices from the sky, but by cultivating a constant, subtle connection to the stream of divine intelligence. It is a dance between effort and surrender. You do your part. You make the choices, but you are constantly listening for the subtle guidance, the nudges, the whispers that help you stay on the path. If you feel that something in these words has spoken directly to your heart, go back and listen to this passage again. Let the truth of it sink deep into your bones. This is not just information. It is an activation. It is a remembrance of who you truly are and the family you belong to. This connection changes everything. It reframes your struggles. They are no longer punishments or random misfortunes. They are opportunities for growth, assignments from a loving teacher who knows you are strong enough to handle them. It reframes your relationships. Every person you meet is a holy encounter, an opportunity to give or receive love. It reframes your purpose. You are here not just to survive, but to be a conduit of divine love, a portal through which heaven can touch the earth. This is the high calling. This is the great adventure. But there is something that only you can decide now, in this very moment. Part 7. The Moment of Choice. Approximately 1,000 words. And so we arrive at the heart of the matter. We stand now at a crossroads. Not a theoretical one, but a real, immediate, and personal one for you. Everything you have heard, everything you have felt up to this point, has been leading you to this precise moment. It is the moment of definitive choice. The visions, the warnings, the rituals, they are all signposts pointing here, to this breath, to this heartbeat, to this decision. On one path, you see the world you have known, the world of the cold fire, of the withering tree. It is familiar. It is predictable in its anxieties and its fleeting pleasures. To choose this path is simple. It requires nothing of you, but to do nothing, to close this message and return to the noise, to the distractions, to the numbness, to let the memory of what you felt here fade like a dream upon waking. The portal of connection that you opened will slowly, gently, close. The whisper of the voice will be drowned out once more by the shouting of the world, and you will continue to walk the path of the slow decay, perhaps not even noticing the life draining out of you, until it is too late. It is the path of the comfortable cage. On the other path, you see a shimmering light. It is unknown. It is mysterious. It promises not comfort, but transformation. It promises not an easy life, but a real one. To walk this path requires everything of you. It requires your courage, your trust, your willingness to let go of who you have been, to become who you were born to be. It is the path of the holy warrior, of the mystic, of the lover of God. It is the path of shedding your illusions, of facing your shadows, of healing your deepest wounds. It is the path that leads through the cross to the resurrection. It is the path of true, unshakable, eternal joy. But it is not an easy path. It is the path of freedom. The final trombetta is sounding for you now. It is not a sound of doom, but of decision. It is the universe holding its breath, waiting for your answer. Which path will you choose? Do not answer with your mind, which will offer 1,000 reasons to stay in the cage. The cage is safe. The cage is known. The mind fears the unknown. Answer with your soul, which has been yearning for freedom since the moment of its creation. Your soul, which knows that the cage, no matter how gilded, is still a cage. Your soul, which remembers what it feels like to fly. This is not a choice you can postpone. To not choose is to choose the first path. Indecision is a decision for the status quo, for the slow withering. The forces of this world are like a powerful current, and if you are not actively swimming against it, you will be carried downstream into the great sea of forgetting. You must plant your feet. You must declare your allegiance. You must choose, consciously and with all your heart, to walk toward the light. This choice will have consequences. Some people in your life may not understand. Your old habits, your old comforts, will cry out for your return. The cold fire will seem to rage even hotter for a time, testing your resolve. You will have moments of doubt, moments of fear. You will stumble. You will fall. But you will never, ever be alone again. The moment you choose the light, the entire communion of saints, the legions of angels, the very heart of God Himself, will rush to your side. They will lift you when you fall. They will guide you when you are lost. They will defend you when you are attacked. You will be trading the illusion of self-sufficiency for the reality of divine support. So I ask you now, daughter of the Most High, will you answer the call? Will you step out of the boat and onto the water? Will you trust the voice that is calling your name? This is your moment. This is your turning point. This is where your true life begins. There is no magic formula. There is only a simple, profound, and life-altering yes. a yes to God, a yes to your own soul, a yes to love. If this message has touched you, if you feel the truth of this choice in your bones, share it with one person you know who is standing at their own crossroads. Be a messenger of hope. The path ahead is not about becoming perfect. It is about becoming whole. It is about allowing the divine artist to take the broken pieces of your life and turn them into a beautiful mosaic. It is about learning to dance in the storm, knowing you are held by an unshakable love. The choice is yours. The cage or the wings, the shadow or the sun, the wither or the bloom. Choose now. And it is for this reason, for the sake of this choice, that the next vision changed absolutely everything. Part 8. Light After the Veil. Approximately 1,100 words. For those of you who have chosen, for those whose hearts have said yes, let me show you what I saw next. Let me show you what awaits on the other side of the decision. After the trumpet blast faded and the vision of the two paths was made clear, the scene shifted. The tension of the choice dissolved, and a great peace descended. The veil, that shimmering curtain of illusion, did not just open. It dissolved into mist, like a fog burning off in the morning sun, and what was revealed was breathtaking. I saw a garden. It was the same garden I had seen before, the hearts of humanity, but it was no longer a wasteland. It was bursting with life. The great tree that had been withering was now vibrant, its leaves 1,000 shades of green, its branches heavy with radiant fruit. The ground, once dry and cracked, was now soft and dark and rich, watered by a crystal-clear river that flowed from a source of unbearable light. This was the river of life, the grace of God, now flowing freely into the hearts that had opened to receive it, and the souls, the ones who had answered the call. I saw them. They were no longer hunched over, carrying invisible burdens. They were standing tall, their faces turned toward the light, and the light was not just shining on them, it was shining from them. They were luminous. They were radiant. They had become what they were always meant to be, vessels of the divine. They walked through the garden, and their very footsteps seemed to encourage new flowers to bloom. Their words were like healing balms. Their touch brought comfort and peace. They were the caretakers, the holy warriors, returned to their post. And then I saw the most beautiful thing of all. From the source of the great light, an even more brilliant luz emerged, and it moved toward these souls not as a blinding force, but as an embrace. It was the love of God made manifest, a tangible presence that wrapped itself around each and every soul who had chosen him. It was an embrace that said, "Welcome home. You were worth it all. I have missed you." In this embrace, all remaining wounds were healed. All lingering fears were dissolved. All shame was washed away. There was only acceptance, only love, only a joy so profound it was indistinguishable from peace. This is the promise. This is what awaits you. It is not a distant, after-death reality. It is a state of being that you can begin to enter into right now. Every time you choose love over fear, you take a step into this garden. Every time you forgive someone, you drink from this river. Every time you speak a word of truth and kindness, you shine with this light. Every time you sit in silence and connect with the Father, you feel the beginning of this embrace. You are not striving to earn your way into this garden. You are simply remembering that you are already there. You are waking up to the reality that has been waiting for you all along. The contrast with the other path was stark. Those who had chosen the cage, I could see them, but it was as if they were behind a thick, soundproof glass. They were still in their gray, withering world. They could see the light of the garden, but it seemed impossibly far away. They could not hear the music. They could not feel the warmth. They were not being punished. They were simply experiencing the natural consequence of their own choice, to remain separate. The door to the garden was not locked. It was, and always is, wide open, but they had to choose to walk through it. My heart broke for them, and I understood that the greatest mission for those in the garden was to continually send their light and their love out to those who were still lost in the shadows, hoping to help them awaken and choose to come home. If you have come this far in this journey with me, if you have stayed through the warning and the choice, then you are one who is meant for the garden. You have a deep, unshakable desire for the light. Write in the comments, "I will go to the end." Let it be a testimony of your endurance, of your commitment to your own soul's journey. You are not a fair weather seeker. You are a pilgrim, and you will not stop until you are home. Do not be discouraged if your life does not look like this garden right now. This is a vision of the spiritual reality that underpins your physical one. The seeds have been planted. Your yes was the water. Now you must tend to the garden of your heart with patience and love. Weed out the fears, nurture the hopes, protect it from the cold fire of the world, and trust that the divine gardener is working alongside you, bringing forth a beauty in you that will astound you. The transformation has already begun. The light is dawning within you, and if you have truly come this far, you need to hear the final whisper I was given. Part 9. Prophetic closing and hook for the next video, approximately 1,000 words. And so we come to the end of this message, but it is not an end. It is a beginning. It is the first day of your new life, your conscious walk in the light. The journey ahead will be filled with wonders you cannot yet imagine. You have been given the key. You have been shown the door. You have been welcomed into the garden. Now, you must live as a citizen of that kingdom, even while your feet are on this earth. Let this not be a fleeting emotional experience. Let it be a permanent shift in your being. I want to leave you with a final blessing, a prayer to seal the work that has been done in your heart today. Let these words be a shield and a comfort to you in the days to come. Daughter of the Most High, child of the living light, you are blessed. Blessed are your feet, for they will now walk the path of purpose. Blessed are your hands, for they will now be instruments of healing and love. Blessed are your lips, for they will now speak words of truth and encouragement. Blessed are your eyes, for they will now see the divine beauty in all things. Blessed is your mind, for it is being renewed, washed clean of fear and doubt. And most of all, blessed is your heart, for it is now and forever the dwelling place of God. When the cold fire of the world tries to touch you, you will feel the warmth of this blessing, and it will not harm you. When the voices of despair whisper to you, you will hear the echo of the trumpet, and you will not believe their lies. When the veil of illusion threatens to descend once more, you will remember the feeling of the divine embrace, and it will give you strength. You are sealed. You are protected. You are loved beyond measure. This is your true identity. Live from it. And now, for the final symbol I was shown. It was not a grand, cosmic event. It was something quiet, personal, and profoundly powerful. I saw each soul in the garden, and I saw a tiny, brilliant flame appear in the center of their chest. It was the spark of the divine, which they had always carried, but it was now fully ignited. It was their own unique light, their own song, their own part of the divine fire. This was the symbol of Renascimento, rebirth, not just being brought back to life, but being born into a higher state of existence, a life lived in and through the Spirit. You are not just a forgiven soul, you are a reborn spirit. This flame is now lit within you. Your job is to protect it, to nurture it, and to let it shine brightly for all the world to see. Do not hide your light. The world is so dark and it needs your flame. Let this be your closing meditation. See this flame within your heart. It is the presence of God within you. It is your eternal essence. It can never be extinguished. It is your hope, your strength, your guide. Whenever you feel lost, turn your attention inward to this flame. It will warm you. It will guide you. It will remind you who you are. Go now from this place, from this moment, and carry this message, not just in your memory, but in your very being. Let your life become the message. Let your peace, your joy, your love be the proof that the garden is real. Be the evidence that a different way of living is possible. But know this, beloved one, Hildegard has not yet said everything. The vision of the garden was only the beginning. The warnings about the world are one thing, but the secrets about the destiny of the human soul are another. The next vision I was given was not about what is at risk, but about the glorious and terrifying purpose for which you were created. What comes next will be even greater.